Welcome to the Melodic Caring Project. Today we're in Georgia to connect with the winner of American Idol 2019, Maddie Poppe. Maddie talks about how music is life-changing, and she tells us a story that demonstrates that fact. She also plays and dedicates a beautiful song to our rock stars and hospitals around the world. Here we go. Joining us from Dallas, Georgia, Maddie Poppe. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing really well. Crazy times right now, right? How are you? You have been on quite a journey in the last number of months. How are things?
Yeah, things are a little slow. I'm not putting out any music right now. I'm not playing any shows, so it's getting kind of boring, but hopefully we're on the tail end of this thing.
Yeah. So, tell me where you were just kind of before COVID hit. How were things looking, and what were you getting ready to do?
I was getting ready to release music. I was recording and writing with a bunch of people, and just kind of getting a catalog of songs together for my next release. But now I have no idea when that's going to be.
Got it. So
Yeah.
how then are you spending your time right now? What's keeping you engaged, and what does music mean to you at this point in your life?
This is kind of when music, I guess when music matters the most, maybe. Just kind of, it's like in times like these, I'm lucky that I know how to play guitar and can write music because there's nothing else to pass the time. And that's what I do for a living. So since I can't really go out and play shows anywhere or release music, at least I can still write at home and play music on my own time. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. And what does that look like? I mean, how is the creative process working for you? Have they helped you to just kind of slow down and take a breath and create, or is it providing kind of some energy that you don't quite know how to create with?
Yeah, I think more than anything, it's kind of, it's a little uninspiring because there's nothing to write about. I'm not out in life right now, so I don't really see a lot of things to write about. But it definitely is allowing me to slow down and just kind of take a step back and think about what I really want. What kind of music I really want to put out, what kind of artist I really want to be. So if anything, like that has been a benefit of this time.
Okay. And is there something you're learning during the midst of this you'll take with you as, life starts to return back to normal a little bit and music does come back?
One thing I will take with me is I will not take my career for granted at all, because this has been so just kind of eye-opening. Last year I was traveling all over and I was getting so worn out, so tired, and like just kind of wanting a break. And now that I have had such a long break, I'm like, man, I would do anything to just go out and play a show right now.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
get me back in front of a crowd or back on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. What's something that you have experienced in music, what's the thing you miss the most about where we're at right now?
I miss human interaction. I miss seeing people and taking time to meet people and take pictures with people and just I guess I just miss being able to play a show, looking out there and seeing people, making people happy, I guess.
Yeah.
I miss that a lot. That really puts I don't know, it brings brings a lot of joy to me just to see other people smiling and enjoying what I'm doing. And so I definitely miss that right now for sure. Doing live streams and stuff is great and all, but you don't get to see everybody. You don't get that same kind of energy.
Sure. Yeah, the interaction and that transfer of
Yeah.
the relationship, that makes total sense. Do you have a What's your strongest music memory? You know, kind of a profound memory of a time that music really made an impact or changed a perspective.
Um, there was a time when this girl came up to me last winter, and I had played a show, and there was a certain song that I actually wasn't going to play, but I ended up playing it. And I'm this is terrible. I can't remember exactly what song it was, but I don't know what made me think to put it on the set list, but I just did it last minute. And I played that song, and she came up to me afterwards and said, that song that you played really saved my life when I was going through a really tough time, and said, I would turn on that song and it seemed like everything was better. And she said, now I'm sorry, it was Rainbow Connection. That's the song it was. I had played that for so long, and then I'd take it off my set list and didn't play it for a while. For some reason I put it on just randomly that night. I don't know what came to me, but I just thought to put it on there. And she said, that song just, when I heard you sing it, and every time I put it on, it just makes me really happy. And she said, and now I'm pregnant with my daughter, and I want that song. That song's really special to me. I want to play it for her, when she's born or whatever. But that choked me up quite a bit, because I just was like, how can one song or something as simple as that, just something, an everyday thing for me, I wasn't even going to put it on the set list, make such a big difference in somebody's life, actually, literally life changing. That was one moment that really stuck out to me. And there have been moments like that have really, in the midst of everything, when I get stressed or overwhelmed and think, man, I don't know if I can even do this music thing anymore. It's really hard. Is anyone even listening? And then you get somebody just once in a blue moon who says something like that, and it just like turns your world upside down. You just think, man, I love what I do,
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. With melodic, we've seen music physically impact kids and change their perspective and bring them hope or bring them joy in a time where there's just nothing else to look forward to, nothing else to get excited about, and that's when music becomes something so much more than entertainment. It's this emotional connection, and it's medicine. So I'm curious, after having an experience like that, does that impact the way you view yourself as a musician or what music is to you?
I don't know if it impacts how I feel about myself as a musician, but it just puts into perspective. I mean, it just makes you realize, the smallest thing could make such a big difference. So, I mean, there's shows that I think, man, just being totally honest, I'm sure there's gigs everybody does that you show up and you think, man, there's three people here, and two of them are on their cell phones, and no one's even listening. It doesn't really matter. Just go up there, do my thing. I don't know why I even did this show, whatever. And I feel like we all have those moments. And then at the end of the show, you'll have moments where that one person comes up to you and says, something like what I just told you, or something like, I really needed this today, or I've waited so long to meet you, and I just things like that. Those are some pretty, I don't know, those shows end up being more meaningful and powerful and more awesome than even, huge theaters that are, sold out with everybody, so, cause I remember that show I told you about, that Rainbow Connection song. I remember I was up on stage and it seemed like I looked out into the audience and everyone was talking and no one was really listening. And I remember thinking, I remember just saying, like, is anyone hearing it, any of this, or can they see I'm up here? And then afterwards she said that, I was like, man, people are listening, Yeah.
Well, and even if it's that one that's listening that really needed to hear it, then there's more purpose there than entertaining a crowd of whatever, 1,000, you know? That's
Yeah, exactly.
interesting. So, I mean, with all of these experiences and this, you know, the music journey and the ups and downs and all of that, can you find one word that could wrap up what music means to you?
Oh man. Life changing. Is that one word?
We can hyphenate it. We can hyphenate that.
Yeah.
Life hyphen changing. Yes.
Yeah. Life changing. Just from the stories that I told you, or you know, just for me, it's changed my life in so many ways. It's given me so many opportunities that I never would have had otherwise, and it allows me to, you know, to be able to do this as a career is just, I feel so lucky and so grateful because I love what I do. And it doesn't really feel like work. It feels like, you know, I'm just doing a hobby, and then it's, you know, it's working out. So I would say life changing for sure.
I love it. That's perfect. Speaking of life changing, do you have a song that you would like to dedicate to some kids and some hospitals and change their life, change their perspective, and bring them some joy right now?
So I want to give a quick shout out to the following kids and hospitals: Lilly from Arizona, Tucker and Sydney from Washington, Faith from Minnesota, John, Children's National DC, all the kids watching at Seacrest Studios, the Seattle Children's Hospital, the Ronald McDonald House of Washington, Dwayne and Cynthia from the Children's Hospital of Savannah, AdventHealth from Tampa, Florida, and the University of New Mexico Children's Hospital. So I'm dedicating this song to you all today. This is Rainbow Connection. Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide. And so we've been told, and some choose to believe it. Well, I know the wrong, wait and see. Well, someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Well, who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on a morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it, and look what it's done so far. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing, and what do we think we might see? Well, someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La di da di da da, la da 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 da. Yeah, someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are there any, I don't know, any thoughts you want to leave with folks before we go?
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here, and thank you for putting this on. I know it probably brings a lot of joy to a lot of kids out there, and my message is to stay positive and be happy and find joy in the littlest things that you can here and there. I found that just finding one little piece of joy in every single day really makes a big difference in life. So I'll leave that with you. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you all so much for joining us. If you or someone you know is battling illness and needs support, you are not alone. Sign up today at melodic